Hello, everyone. Welcome to this 111 transmission on the 28th of January 2017, which is another one day. I didn't know that I was doing this today until this morning. It kept popping into my head, and then I sort of got taken over with other stuff and I was wondering about getting away with not doing it, which is how it works a bit sometimes. It feels really important, though. There's going to be some frequencies through. They're coming already. The whole transmission, the whole broadcast will be a transmission of frequencies. Whatever I say won't affect that, I don't think, much, but it feels quite important. They've been trying to get my attention, I think. That's how it feels, because there's various things that have sort of coincided at this time. Obviously, it's a new moon. Well, in the UK, the new moon it was at 07 minutes, past midnight, 7 minutes past midnight, just into the 28th. So in the night just that we've just had. And when I saw that it was a one day and it was the new moon and Chinese New Year, which is obviously at the new moon anyway, but to have that on the same day, and with it being the year of the Rooster, which is now, seems to be that we're being shown to move into lighter energy, to move into higher frequencies with the bird energy. And this has come through a few times for me recently when I've been doing sessions with clients, QHHT sessions, and the Skype sessions, which I've just started doing, the dimensional integration sessions. And we've had bird beings showing themselves, which are actually higher aspects of self. So they have been higher aspects of the client's self, which have come to speak to us and to provide information and guidance and to show the client and give me extra understanding as well. I'm so privileged to be able to meet these beings. It's amazing, really. And it will always be what the client is ready to hear, what they're ready for in their own personal development. So depending on what they've done previously, they'll access a very high vibrational field of themselves, which, as I say, it's been recently, since the start of the year, actually, showing up as bird people, amongst other things. But we've certainly had this as a recurring theme. We've found other birds, a swallow, eagle, various birds. But and on the 1111 day that I co-hosted with Sarah Williams, my friend, who is also along the south coast here, and we had a small group on the 11th of January, and there's some transmissions from that day on here on my channel. The peacock came through, to at least one person in the group, possibly a couple. And we had crows outside the window and various other birds actually outside the window. So it feels like they're coming to our attention. And it's a symbol. The birds that are in our realm here, there's one now I can see out the window. It's funny when you look out. There it is. It's flying around in a tree. The birds that we can see here now in our earth plane are a representation for us, a reminder for us of the higher dimensional aspects of us, which we actually are. So in many ways, they are us. So when we see a bird, it's a reflection of a part of ourselves which wants to come into our awareness so that we can wake up a little bit more to our whole self, who we really are. We spend most of our time in this earth plane sort of forgetting that we're actually massive beings of light and hugely powerful, and we're able to create worlds, and the things we do, we wouldn't be able to comprehend the things we do in our higher self state. Now some of the things are so vast. I've seen recently some higher aspects of self who are holding frequencies, holding planetary fields, holding protection over certain areas and parts of the universe. I mean, it is really big, and I think we don't most of the time we don't allow ourselves to ponder on these things because it's too big for our. We've been conditioned in this small part of our reality here on Earth in this lifetime. We've been conditioned, to believe that we're small. We come into a body and we think the body's us and that's who we are, and actually that's a tiny aspect of us. So with this first new moon of 2017, the energy and frequency which is coming in is a new beginning. It's another reset. It's another opportunity for reset. And I think that's what some people at the moment are possibly finding a bit hard, that it's our opportunity. These things that we're noticing around us, they're ways of us interpreting our reality and our vibration and where we're up to in our remembering of who we really are. So it won't all change for us, but it will change with us. And a day like today, where we've got all the signs, we've got the 111 of the date, we've got the new moon and the Chinese New Year of a bird, and it's calling us. All these signs, they're just reflecting. They're in our field, they're in our energetic field, showing us who we are, showing us, saying, look at who you are. So today's the first day of the Chinese New Year, so that's another one. And the rooster is the 10th animal in the 12 animal zodiac, the Chinese zodiac. So that 10 is obviously a 1. So they can't make it clearer for us. They're, you know, this is our higher aspects of self saying, look, look, look. There's kind of like they're waving flags. And what's the point of them saying, look, 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 you know? Well, when we came here, when we chose to come here into these small third dimensional bodies, we knew that we would forget. We agreed to forget. It was part of the plan. We agreed to forget that we're always connected to who we really are. And this is the time of remembering now. And we've agreed that we will remember now. And what we've agreed to remember, and what we are remembering now, is that we're not separate. We're not small, and we're not separate from each other, from our higher aspects. And if you go up through the higher aspects, obviously it gets bigger as you go up, and more of us are joined. So ultimately, we're going back to source, where everything is one, everything is joined. There is no differentiation, there is no polarity, there is no time. We are one, we just are there. And this is a really big idea for us to get our heads around, because in this third dimensional world, we see what appears to be reality around us. It's actually playing out for us in response to our thought patterns and frequencies and emotions and decisions and actions. So it's not, the reality around us is not independent. We are part of the field. We are playing, we're watching the play and we're acting in the play. So what feels really important now, especially with this opportunity today for a complete reset, and this is going to set the tone. This is how it feels. It's going to set the tone for this 1 year. We have this huge come out of the separation mindset, which keeps playing here in the third dimensional reality. And this third dimensional mindset of separation can be very alluring and distracting. It can show us drama after drama after drama, and seeks to engage the ego in never-ending apparent turmoil of human reality. So the bird is seeking to bring us up out of that reality, that perception of reality where we're in it and everything is happening around us. In the bird's eye perception, we can see the picture, we can see the bigger picture, we can rise above and see the bigger picture, and to know that we are all one. And so any apparent darkness or badness or anything by anyone, people in our family, people down the road, people in the city, people on the news, people who are politicians, all of these beings are showing us the polarity, the the apparent reality that we're not, but we've come into these physical bodies, so it appears real. And I think the big challenge at the moment, and these frequencies which are coming through in this transmission, they're assisting with the rebalancing and rising up out of that awareness, out of that kind of lack of awareness, really, where we feel we're separate. We might feel we're better. We might judge. We might imagine that someone doesn't know as much as we do and that they're doing something wrong. But when we rise up, and I've seen this in the QHHT sessions I run, I lead rather, that if someone kills us in a past life, we visit past lives and all sorts of places, but if someone kills us, that isn't wrong. That is part of the plan, which is a massive jump. I know it's a massive leap of a jump for for our human mindset, but that's a planned thing. We saw one the other day. I was with a client the other day, and she was killed in a past life, and when her higher aspect explained the meaning, it was completely perfect, because she'd arranged this because she wanted to balance the scales from a time when she'd been a much worse, if you call it worse, a much more hurtful person who killed hundreds and hundreds of people, and she wanted to make a balance. So she'd planned, no one else planned it, she planned with her higher aspects to come into a human body and experience the process of being killed, to balance it up. And then when we went into the life between life state, she understood that we're all equal, really. We're all friends, and in fact more than friends. We're arranging this whole learning together, and we dovetail into each other to get the experiences that work for each of us. And this is how we rise up in the frequencies. So if you haven't already laid back to relax and closed your eyes, please do so now. And I'm going to surround you in a beautiful white pyramid of crystalline light. You can see that around you now. This is your higher vibrating gateway to your higher aspects of self. And I'd like you to imagine a bird coming towards you now. Any type of bird. And as it comes towards you, however it travels, however it moves. You begin to notice its colour, its shape, its feathers. You look into your bird's eyes. And information is exchanged between you. This bird is a higher aspect of you, and has come to you today out of immense love for you and for your journey, which you are so bravely taking here on planet Earth at this time. Your bird guide loves you so much and wants you to know that it is always there with you. You are being invited to go with your bird guide. You may find that you can get onto the bird's back, or you may find that you merge with your bird so that your consciousness now looks out from the bird's eyes. Whichever way you choose is right for you at this time. You feel very safe as your bird very gracefully takes off from the ground. You feel safe and held and protected and immensely loved. You may feel as if your face is being changed. You may feel bird features emerging energetically from your human face. Particularly the beak. These higher vibrations are merging now with your human cellular structure. In the correct proportions for you at this time. You are flying now. Above humanity. Above the land. Over the sea. Over the hills. Over the mountains and valleys, woods and fields. You can see all as you gain in height. The vibration increases further. The appropriate codes for you into your human DNA. From this height, this bird's eye view, you see planet Earth. In all her beauty. You see that she is perfect. And you feel that she is doing what she needs to do at this time to allow humanity to take part in her ascension to the higher vibrational realms. Everyone who lives on her is here by design at this time. This is a higher design which we cannot always understand when we are in our human viewpoints. From this higher perspective now, we see that all is well, that there is no separation. As a bird, you know more. This part of you can remember more of your design, your divine plan. So access whatever you wish now. Allow it to download into your human cellular structure to be understood later. When you are ready. You may visit your bird perspective in your dreams. Some of you already do. Now you will find this increasing again. We can help you bring information through from higher dimensional aspects of us and you. We are you. This is higher than your fifth dimension, which you are currently moving into on planet Earth. This is higher frequency, where there is no physical. When we come to Earth as birds in the human plane, we are bringing the higher frequencies in. Please connect with us. When you see us, we would like to connect with you. We may give you messages of encouragement. You are doing really well. We will bring you down to land now, very gently. You can keep our higher frequency with you as you come back to your earthly plane now. All is well. You are very loved. Please remember, so just allow yourself to come back when you are ready. And remember that this higher part of you is always there. Thank you for listening today. It says 28 watching now, so that's another one on the 28th. And I'd like to thank my clients who've helped me understand some more of this hugely exciting journey which we're on since the start of the year. Before the start of the year last year, I mean, it's ongoing, but so much information keeps coming through, and I'd like to thank those of you who've been trusting enough to allow me to guide you through some of the many things which we've experienced together. And also, I'd like to thank Magenta Pixie for her recent videos, and you may wish to go and play them. She made one the other day about the winged starseeds 2 or 3 days ago, and there's been a couple of others before that which have been really helpful for me to flesh out some of the understanding which I'm getting. And I think that's what we're doing now. This is a cooperative ascension process, so we're helping each other to understand the next step. So we might be on the verge of understanding something and not quite there with it. Oh, I've just seen an owl on my that's really funny. I was just thinking about an owl, and then there's a bag of my daughter's in the shape of an owl there hanging up, and I forgot it was in here. We had an owl the other day in a client session, and it was the watcher, the watchman watching over. What was I saying? Cooperative ascension. I've been saying it's a cooperative ascension for a few years, and it really is. So what's happening is we're saying things to each other or thinking a thing, and then someone else will come out with the next piece of the jigsaw. It's just at the right time, just at the right moment to trigger that next jump of understanding within us. So it's when we're ready, we'll hear it, won't we? I mean, maybe these things go on around us when we're not ready and we just don't notice it. I don't know, but it really feels like we need each other to understand the next piece each time. Each time we're sort of breaking through new ground and understanding new understanding information from a higher level. The other thing which I was just going to mention, which you may find useful, is that most of you probably already know about Ho'oponopono, which is basically 4 phrases. I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. And these are so powerful. You can use them whenever you feel discomfort around anything. So at this time where there's quite a lot of unrest or sort of speculation and misinformation from the media and all sorts of judgment going on, you can use that, even if you don't believe that it'll work, you can use it on your own, noticing yourself going into judgment. You can use it on the person that you find yourself judging. You can use it on the situation that you notice that appears to be hopeless, whatever, personal things as well. And it really, what it does is it changes the energy between you and the thing, you and your energy. It's within your energetic field. It changes the dynamic of frequency within your energetic field. So then how you perceive the reality around you changes. So I've used it on things silly things. Well, they weren't silly at the time, but like a parking ticket. I got given a parking ticket for £60, which I didn't have. And I did Ho'oponopono for it. And I got let off I sent a letter, and I Ho'oponoponoed the letter, and I sent it to the council, and I got let off the parking fine, so things like that. I mean, I know that seems like a silly practical example, but it works. So you can do it. You can do it for the president of the United States if you want to. I mean, it would be really helpful if people could do that. That's what I've been doing. I do it on lots of things. And thank you also, Judy Satori, who's done a recent, well, two things. The first one I've listened to, and the second one I haven't managed to listen to yet, but I know it's up there since a couple of days. She's been talking about the new energies January, and if you go to her website, it's easy to find. There's the replay from, I think it was the 15th, and then I think the next one was on the 26th, which I haven't played yet, but that's really high frequency. So if you're wanting to go further and higher, and then I'd highly recommend going to Judy Satori's recent work, and Magenta Pixie as well. They're just two that I've been noticing, have been helping me in January. We're really going high, and it's really important that we watch and listen and read things which resonate, like with the level we're at and slightly above, to kind of bring us up. There's no point, and it's detrimental, obviously, to read things that are below our rate of vibration or understanding. So I can't say don't do it, but if you feel yourself getting drawn lower by people accusing, people going into fear, then just leave it. Just if it feels uncomfortable to find out about it or to know it and read it, then move away. Fear is a false construct, so we don't need fear. It's not a useful mechanism at this time. It's very important to know that we can ride these changes without feeling the fear. It's not wrong if you do feel the fear. It's okay. Feel it. It's okay, but it can't. It can't sort of hurt you. It's okay to go through it. It's not very pleasant, and it is coming up for a lot of people, but it's false. It's the ego seeking recognition to keep us in the human reality, which it likes. That's what the ego sort of, that's its house, its home. It wants to stay here. It doesn't want us to remember that we're super multi-dimensional, time traveling beings, light beings. Thank you, everyone. I love you, and Happy New Year.